Welcome to this afternoon, man. Early today. We're supposed to be at 5:30, but we decided to jump in half an hour early, and we might go an hour. We might go 2 hours. You never know, man. Once we start this and we get on the groove, man, it's hard to stop. It's hard. So many news coming up that it's hard to stop. But man, hey, thank you for being here this afternoon, close to this evening already. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the channel, and as you know, I'm Julio with my co-host Robert Barbosa. Man, he got something. He got one of the funniest reels I ever seen this week, and it's gonna trigger some people, and some people will take it funny. But he gonna post that later on today. But today we are going to talk about the DHS closing, the shutdown this evening, if they decided to shut it down or not, which I could less. It might shut down for a week or two, and we also gonna talk about what is going on the Epstein files. What are the latest finding? What are they going to do? A lot of people are tired. I mean, you probably seen the internet uh,
Yep.
influencers, seen this guy. God damn, I forgot his name. Andrews. What is his name? Andrew.
Uh,
Uh,
the one from is it Andrews? Yeah, I think it is Andrew.
Andrew Tate. Yeah, you probably see Andrew Tate talking about the Epstein files. If it's something, I'll probably play the reel so you guys watch it. But yeah, man, it is. It is the hot. It is just. It is hard to believe that even with the Epstein file, nothing has been done yet. And I'm not. I
Yeah.
mean, we're gonna touch on it today. But man, yesterday we went crazy. We went almost 2 hours talking about it, and we went on a rant yesterday about why it is paramount for for this administration to do something, because we know by facts and by logic the next administration, if it change, nothing will be done. So if it's nothing's done in this one, just forget about it. It's over. I guess we're not mad enough. We are not mad enough to get this started. But
I
you're
know.
right, Robert. We should be on the streets, mad as hell, because nothing has been done on these Epstein
We
files. But
should. We should. We should actually be. I mean, I'm sure you're not gonna get you're not gonna get anybody that's gonna say from the Republican side, hey, you know what? uh I won't be mad with you. No, everyone's outraged. They might say, you might get some Republicans say, is this the main concern? Probably not, but I'm sure that a lot of them is ignorant to the fact of what's really going on with these files. And you know me and my wife were talking about it. Some of this stuff is so evil that maybe you don't want to expose yourself to this, because the eyes are the windows to your soul. And these people are demonic, bro. They're demonic. That's how evil they are. And you might not want to, and that's fine and all, but don't be complacent and say, you know what, don't try to dismiss that these files aren't as important as what you think it should be. Because honestly, there's a lot there that it's just very, 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 very not just a conspiracy theory no more. It's
I
now
know
something
everything is
serious.
just it's been exposed, and even the Bible said it. Everything will come to light. Like
Hmm.
everything will come to light, and it's insane that everything's coming out and nothing's done. It's just like it's here. They show us everything. All the files has been exposed, videos, documents, and hey, baby, yes, mama,
Yeah, and it's
my
it's
wife
it's
here.
oh, hi. It's crazy because um it
It's crazy, bro. It is how possible it is that, for example, just take a quick example. If you know Alex Rosen, he's a predator potion, right? And and he find people in different platforms like Roblox and dating chats and whatever. And when he targeted people and they say, "Hey, I'm a minor, whatever, looking for a friend," these predators, man, they just jump in, and then that's how we catch them, right?
Well,
And then they start sending pictures and stuff like that. But at the same time, you have text, and these people have documented like pictures of minors on their phones, and they just get arrested right there and there. Like when the police see it, and they just get arrested. Now we're looking at these billionaires and millionaires exchanging communications. There is video evidence. You can go on the files and look for yourself. There is communications of them soliciting, or they already have, or they are about to have encounters with minors, and nothing's going on. Nothing is happening, and that's pissed me off. That pissed me off to the core because it's like, why we have people getting arrested every day for possession of it, of images in their phones, but not these people that are on the images doing these acts to minors. Like,
yeah,
why
yeah,
are they
exactly. Yeah,
arrested? Why, like,
yeah, exactly. Like there's like again, guys, if you're new to the channel, we've had Alex Rosen here, and we ask questions, and like Julio says, he gets to these and here's the scariest thing, Julio, that a lot of that is from Instagram, TikTok, and not even these dark. It's not a dark web or anything. It's out in the open
yeah,
of TikTok, and
mainstream? Yeah,
yeah, and so it's kind of makes you think that if it's that um I don't want to say exposed, but it's that
I
it's
would say
in your
obvious. It's
obvious is out
it's in
there,
our faces. Yeah,
and you got these rich elites, the people that vote Democrat, remind you, these guys are like Julio said, when Alex Rosen gets them, he gets them to confess, he gets them the pictures, he even has them printed in an envelope ready to give it to the cop. The cop gets all the documents, gets all this stuff, then they give him the video clip. He basically hands all the case. But these guys are just, they're not in those videos. They're just getting videos from other people that are on the video. What Julio's saying is that the guys are performing the action on the, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy to me that these guys are not even getting interviewed, let
they're not.
alone detained.
None. Nothing is going on. That's what pissed me off. They're not possessing images. They are on the images.
Yeah,
They're the
they're in there.
protagonists
They're like
of the
they're like
acts.
right there. Like it's not even photo. It's like they took the picture. It's like taking the
Yeah,
selfie, committing a crime.
yeah, they're like clear as day. Are in the images themselves. Billionaires and millionaires and prime ministers and gurus and techno billionaires, and nothing's happening. It just like it's been right there in the Justice Department files for weeks. It's been
Mm.
like 2 weeks. They just been there, but nothing has been done. Not FBI, not Cash Patel has not done anything. Pam Bundy, nothing. Mind you, they have rescued children. Mind you, they have arrested other people like low level pedophiles. When I say low level pedophiles, it is just like the poor ones. They,
Yeah, yeah,
they're not arrested the California tax guru, the people like in the high echelon of society. None has been arrested. Bill Gates still walking around.
yeah. He's out there
This
still.
guy, the CEO from Victoria's Secret, they're still walking around.
Mm.
What is going on? There is a two-tier system, I believe. I'm
Yeah,
just
but
I'm just
and
saying.
and that's our point. No outrage. No one
No,
cares. No
no
one's
outrage.
batting an eye.
Nobody
No one
cares.
from no one from our side. And you had Pam Bondi, you know, going. It's weird how she was talking about one thing, and then she
Hmm.
went straight to like the Dow, and it's just like,
It's crazy.
what's going on? Like,
I
and
know,
then where are all the? Remember, we're not the Democrats. We're not brainwashed. So for them to come out and say this, we're the Republicans where we're like, you know what? Yeah, this is weird. Let's hold these guys accountable. But no,
bro. The
every,
Democrats should capitalize on this and put these motherfuckers to in jail, all of them.
they should.
They should be the one pushing to arrest all of them. They should be taking advantage of the situation, but they're just sitting in the. They
But
just,
you know why, right? They're not really, they're pushing on it, but they're not really pushing on it
they're not
because
pushing at all, man. Not
they're the
enough.
ones that are going to get in trouble, not the Republicans. But there is some Republicans that will get in trouble, which is all them rhinos, and them rhinos is what I'm saying is part, there's some in the administration. And how do we know that? Because they're in the files doing things, or talking, basically kissing Jeffrey Epstein's butt. So
I know.
hmm,
It's crazy. Hey, listen to this interaction between Andrew Tate and Piers Morgan.
let's go.
Listen to it.
All democratic institutions and how corrupt they are.
Yep.
And I want every single person inside of the Epstein files, including the innocent people, including you, including Elon, including everyone, to be investigated to the full force of the law, because it is not down to them to admit wrongdoing. That is why we have a rule of law. Criminals do not admit they did things wrong. They go to court and they prove they did nothing wrong. And what I'm saying is that the British state has plenty of time. They have plenty of time to arrest people for tweets.
Yeah, you made
they have plenty of time to arrest people for nothing. So they should be investigating this huge pile of evidence. And the real questions are these. Why did they ignore the pile of evidence for a decade? 1. 2, who paid Jeffrey Epstein and made him so rich? 3, what were they paying
him for? You made all these
for?
points, yeah.
What decisions have taken place that have affected the lives of British people based on the back of bribe money paid to pedophiles as opposed to the will of the electorate? What laws need to be undone?
Andrew,
that didn't sit well with that didn't sit well with Piers Morgan bring Andrew Tate, because Andrew Tate bring the heat. Sometimes I'm not agree what he says, but in this case, he is. I'm agree with him. And let's listen to let's read this text right here. That's because the statute of limitation is very in every state is different. You gotta remember this has been years ago. I know, in fact, and you're right. The statute of limitation.
That's, you know what,
is
she is bringing a good point. She is bringing up a good point. Why we're, man, I'm sorry, this chair keeps going down. But yeah, she is bringing a good point. But I don't think there's a statute of limitations with child.
No, it's not.
I don't think there is.
There is not, because even Donald Trump got a liability for something that he supposedly did 35 years ago. So this statute of limitation, that statute of limitation is out the window when it's child molestation. There is no statute of limitation, and that's why all this. That's why people are mad and people are asking like, why these MF are getting away with it, and even Piers Morgan was in the files.
Yeah, I know. And I loved how Andrew Tate said, you too should be investigated. Dude, I was like, yeah, like, seriously, guys. I mean, all we want is, I mean, it's the kids. It says that's Brenda answered back and she said, that's true. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. That's true. I think they're all running scared. This thing is bigger than we all know. Exactly, Brenda. Yeah. That's the thing that is crazy. We're thinking and I'm saying it because I deal with a lot of my Republican friends, and when I talk to this, they're like, "Oh, you got a hard on from Jeffrey Epstein," and it's like, no, you don't understand. It's bigger than this. It's not even that it's just a pervert no more. There's other things in there that he was moving with that is now clearly evident by by history that happened. COVID-19, he had something in there. But yes, these they are scared, and they should be. And that's why the Democrats are asking the right questions, but they're not really trying to get the answers because exactly. Because if they really want to, they could end it by pushing even further, but they won't because they're complete. They're in there. They're implicated. And I mean, look at Hakeem Jeffries.
Even Chuck Schumer was in there too. Chuck Schumer was in cahoots with like big names: Steve Bannon, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, Piers Morgan. You got Chris Tucker. You have different actors. Even you have actors in there. You have musicians in there from the music industry. You have from the fashion industry. You have people in there, techno like Bill Gates and many others. You have prime ministers and you have princes and you have sultans. You have like all like it's not like one sector of the industry. You have people from all over the place,
and
all
and and
like different statues, like billionaires and millionaires. It is big deal, and that they need to go, man. They for
and
real.
and
They need.
Julio, and one could argue to you with this. They could say, because they'll say, but Julio, they were innocent. They didn't know. They were just going to these parties. And then Andrew Tate, what did he say? Well, they're involved. They put themselves involved in a crime organization. So you are innocent until proven guilty. They should
Yep.
still be arrested, should be investigated, and they should prove that they're innocent in the court of law. So,
Exactly. It should be.
it's just
As it
crazy,
should.
Julio.
As it should. They should. I mean, like, have you heard guilty by association?
Yep. Yep. Uh,
So
the
they,
the
they are
Bible,
guilty by association. I'm
the
sorry.
Bible
They need to
says,
go.
tell me who you hang with, or tell me who you're around, and I'll tell you who you are, or something like that. I know it in Spanish. I don't know it in English. And guys, sometimes my wife was making fun of me when I read or try to say the names of in the Bible. I read the Bible in Spanish, so it's kind of hard for me. But yeah, guys, it is what it is. What does Gabby say? Let's see. Gabby says, if I catch you doing something wrong, I hold power over you. I can get much more from you than by throwing you in jail. Now, here's the thing. The same people who wanted this are the same ones who are now getting exposed. Whoa, yeah, that's true. Oh, what Brenda says. Brenda says, you're absolutely right. Guilty by association, and nobody's gonna tell anybody that they did not know what's going on. You know what? Yeah, Brenda, man. Yeah, because the thing is, they all said they're all on camera saying, "Oh, everybody knew what Jeffrey Epstein was doing.
Yeah.
Everybody knew, you know what I'm saying?" Oh
Everybody
my
start
god.
like they start chirping already, and then not even. Just imagine if you start arresting, like if you start arresting all these CEOs, all these sultan, and all these people, like actually go there and arrest them. I'm telling you, they're all gonna start singing, all of them. They're going to start throwing names because they want to save their butt. Because once you arrest a billionaire at the highest level, everybody beneath him or beneath her, they're gonna start talking.
Yeah.
Because if you touch somebody they think is untouchable, everybody gonna start singing. That's a fact. Everybody's going to start singing right away. So let's watch this video about the DHS maybe closing tonight and the government closing tonight. But take a look at the video.
We are less than 24 hours away from yet another potential shutdown as Congress struggles to move past their standoff over DHS funding. And it's not likely lawmakers are going to strike any deal anytime soon. Many of them already packing their bags, going off to that Munich security conference.
Madeline Rivera is live in Washington with all the details on this potential partial government shutdown, which is looking more likely by the minute. Hi, Maddie.
Hi, good morning, Carly and Todd. That's right. A shutdown for DHS appears to be all but certain after Senate Democrats blocked a spending bill on Thursday. Dems say a Republican counterproposal fell short of their demands to rein in ICE. Senate Majority Leader John Thune, meantime, calls the White House offer extremely serious and says Dems should also make concessions. Remember, though, ICE still receives funding through the One Big Beautiful Bill. It's other agencies within the department that could face the brunt of the partial shutdown.
Republicans chose to put a bill on the floor that ignored the abuses, ignored the outrage, ignored what the American people want overwhelmingly. And they failed to get the votes to avoid a shutdown. at DHS.
I don't support is DHS shutting down, because what's going to happen is TSA is going to shut down, FEMA is going to shut down, the Coast Guard is going to shut down. We have a lot of folks in my state who are waiting for FEMA relief from terrible tornadoes and other natural disasters that happened in the last few months.
Thune says negotiations will continue and adds lawmakers will be on call to come back if Democrats and the White House reach a deal. Carly and Todd.
All right, Madeline Rivera live for us in Washington. Maddie, thank you. Let's bring in the Oversight Project president and former Oversight Counsel for the Department of Homeland Security. Very perfect guest for this, Mike Hell. Mike, good morning. It's great to see you. So if this shutdown does happen, how will this impact the American people?
Yeah, well, ICE is going to rock and roll. They're completely funded, so people worried about the invasion of the United States should sleep well. Other agencies like FEMA and TSA, which are really dominated by minorities, racial minorities, will go without pay. And so Democrats are sticking it to Black and Latino Americans as they head over to talk about security issues in Munich. But yeah, it's going to get worse at TSA. If there is a disaster in the U.S., you're less safe. Democrats' temper tantrum has results that way.
Yeah, and the fact that ICE is going to continue to be funded is a fact that cannot be ignored here. Yesterday, border czar Tom Homan announced the withdrawal of federal agents in Minnesota, also praised President Trump for this successful operation, according to him. Listen to another detail that he revealed yesterday. Watch.
ICE here in this state have located 3,364 missing unaccompanied alien children. Children that the last administration lost and weren't even looking for. That's because of the leadership of President Trump, these children were located.
Over 3,000 children found, a remarkable number there, and it's a fact that the agents who accomplished this will certainly not get the credit for.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Wow.
That's
And
amazing.
the thing is, Julio, okay, I was going to say, let's put our tinfoil hat on. I was going to say that, right? But it's already proven that it is true. Cloud seeding, guys, right now, there is a lot of swamp monsters, right? And what did he say? He said, this is really going to affect people like the TSA, and he named other agencies. But then remember, cloud seeding is a thing which has a nickname, and people say that is not the same. But when you look at what they, the description, they're basically the same. Cloud seeding or chemtrails is a thing. So now the FEMA deal is going on. We need to pay attention to the skies, guys, because if they're out there cloud seeding and making it rain and agitating the weather so we can have some type of disaster, because guess what? Then if there's no money for FEMA, it happened under President Donald Trump's administration, and let's get close to the midterms. You know what I mean? And yeah. Honestly, I know that sounds like a conspiracy, but again, look up cloud seeding. We had an episode about it, and the government was not saying, they didn't deny it. In fact, they said that yes, it does happen. And there's a very young, intelligence, charismatic kid doing it. I say he's a kid. He's like 20-something years old.
Yeah, 20-some, yeah. And believe me, it is happening. They denied it years ago, and then came out like, oh yeah, it is true. We've been doing it.
and then Julio, remember they made it sound like, yeah, you guys didn't know that? It's been happening for a long time. What are you talking about? And it's like, we've been saying chemtrails, and you guys, well, no, that's different. We're talking about cloud seeding.
Yeah, they call it cloud seeding, but it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, you know. I'm sorry. It's just that's a gaslight right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like Alex Jones. You know what I mean? Like, they're making the frogs gay.
That is hilarious. I remember that. I remember. I used to, bro. Quick story. I was stationed, I believe, in Korea back in 2010, 2011. And that's when I jumped. Like, I had too much time in my hands. I went to work and then went to the gym. Then I went to my room, right? And I have a room on my own. So I turned YouTube on while I was doing, doing my laundry, whatnot. And one evening, I saw this guy. It doesn't look like now, but back then he has a little bit of hair, which is Alex Jones, and then he was talking about the Bohemian Groove Bohemian Grove, and all that stuff. And I'm like, that's like, what he's talking about? And then he interviewing this guy outside the Bohemian Grove building, whatever they were, a politician. And when he told him about it, that he interviewed him, he just started laughing and say like, "Oh yeah, this is just a social club," and trying to like dismiss it as a gathering of friends and the skull and bones and all that stuff. And I was like, man, that's crazy. That's when I actually saw the first one of the first videos of Alex Jones pushing him to like back then it was like viral, and now pushing forward 15 years, he was right, man, all along. I mean, he was not 100% right on everything, but at least 90% of the time he was right, and that is very impressive. While people dish him as a lunatic, hey, he does not sound that crazy now. So it is crazy how times fly, and these conspiracy theories ended up to be right, and now it's
Oh,
proven to
man.
be right even sooner than before. Before it take years. Nowadays it takes hours to be proven right. So
Exactly, dude. Oh my gosh. And you said your the time you heard him, I thought that this guy was crazy. I used to think Alex
I
Jones
know.
was crazy,
Yeah.
but I will say that even though I thought he was crazy, I listened to him because I was just like, man, you know what? I mean, could this be true? I mean, he made it sound good and he had evidence, but I just didn't know because we didn't have, like you said, like you just said right now, we didn't have this.
No, we
We
didn't.
couldn't, we couldn't, we couldn't, we couldn't look at it and find it within hours. It would be research. So when he would putting up evidence, articles, it would feel like it would have to take a week, and I have to pause it and then write it down and then research, go to the freaking library, or you know what I mean? Like it was hard. Now it's in the palm of my hand. If he shows those evidence and I look it up, oh snaps, it is from the .gov. It is from the government. It is from this. And then you're like realizing this guy is real. He's right. And it's just so crazy to see how he's vindicated,
I
and you
know.
can see how calm Alex Jones is. Like, I told
Yeah,
you.
it is
I
hard. It
told
is
you.
hard. Yeah, it is hard because just picture yourself in Alex Jones' shoes. Just put yourself in his shoes, and let's say you have a video camera, and you find out that they are hiding. For example, they're hiding aliens or aliens craft, and your local airport. Let's say your regional airport, right? And you heard somebody told you about it, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go there and record it to see if it's true or not. And then you go there, and let's say you were back in 1990 or early 2000, where phones were barely getting developed. I mean, you have phones, but you don't have images, just text, right? Right. So
Yeah,
you have
like remember the BlackBerry or the
or the back,
Razor?
and you have an 8 millimeter camera or 35 millimeter little camcorder, and you go there and you actually record an alien craft and people working on it, and you put it on YouTube, like on the early stages, you put it on the internet, and nobody believe you,
Yeah.
bro. You would scream through the four winds. You would go crazy because it's not because you're stupid or crazy. It's because you're telling the truth and people not listen to you, and that would drive you nuts.
It would make
That
you
would
sound
drive you
nuts. It
nuts.
would make you sound nuts because
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of like if you knew we were driving off a cliff and you're following them and telling them, "Hey, you're gonna fall off the cliff. You're gonna fall off the cliff. I know there's a cliff there. You're gonna fall off." And we're like, "What is this guy yelling? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep driving. This
Yeah,
guy is crazy." And it's like, oh my gosh, and you slam on the brakes, and that's where we're at right now. We're slamming on the brakes. We see the cliff, and he's like, "I was telling you, you freaking idiot." You know what I mean? Like, it's just, oh man, and
it is
and
true.
remember we played that clip where Alex Jones being interviewed. I think it was like the third time he was with Joe Rogan, and Joe
Mhm.
Rogan was telling him, "Look, bro, you know how Joe Rogan is all high, like whatever," and he's like, "Look, bro, it's just your delivery, you know. I mean, maybe if you, because a lot of the stuff that's you're saying, I've researched it, and you're right." but it's maybe your delivery. And then Alex Jones said, well, when no one believes me, you get animated. And it's just like, and
You
it's
do.
true, because it's like, I'm telling you, and you're not listening, and you don't care because you're worried about Kim Kardashian or Kanye West or Jay-Z or P. Diddy. And then guess what? Your heroes, they're the same category as Jeffrey Epstein,
I know. Look at this other video of the DHS or the partial shut down the government. Take a look.
Okay, let's go.
Senate lawmakers leave Washington, D.C., all but ensuring a partial government shutdown as the fight over DHS funding continues. The Senate voted nearly along party lines on Thursday, 52-47, against the latest proposal. Democrat leaders claim their concerns on ICE were not addressed in this version of the appropriations bill. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman was the only Democrat to vote yes. Majority Leader John Thune says there is no solution yet, adding that Democrats have no interest in funding the department. If a deal is not reached before today's deadline, the shutdown will affect FEMA, CISA, the Coast Guard, Secret Service, and the TSA.
Yeah. So
It's gonna affect the few, and I guarantee you Donald Trump will come up with some reasonable alternative. And in my opinion, I'm not an expert on this, but I use common sense, and they will conceive in something, and they will kick the can down the road and one more time. That's all. That's what I'm guessing. So
you
that's
know,
the best guess.
you,
That's how they do. That's how they do every time. They just kick the can down the road and just like it's a hot potato. Just like, hey, let the other one have it. That's the way I see it.
and Julio, the thing is, she said that the Democratic told them that they know they weren't going to get anything from what ICE, and they still denied it. It's like this had nothing to do with ICE. ICE is
I
already
can still
funded.
find it.
Donald Trump already thought miles ahead, and he said, you know what, I'm funding ICE. They said that they got enough funding to the end of his term.
And he knew it because they trying, and they're trying this time to shut it down. But for what end? ICE is still funded. ICE still gonna keep functioning. They're going to hire more people. What I heard 2 days ago, they're planning to hire more people. So they cook. They cannot stop the train. I don't know where they're going next. I heard Nick Shirley went to San Diego and discovered millions of dollars of fraud. Even Benny Johnson went there and discovered millions of dollars being funneled and flushed out with these clinics of you know have
Yeah.
people clean out and all that stuff. So
Rehab clinics.
the
Rehab
rehab
clinics.
clinics, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. All these people are stealing money.
I have not
Listen,
seen
people,
anybody rehabbed in California, bro. They're
man, they
all
got
still. And look at the people in New York. Have you seen that? How many of them died over the cold?
then Saram and Donnie came out. They say they broke.
Hey, did you
People is mad.
did you see that though on X? There's people just like just just showing, hey, there's another one there, like a dead bum on the street, dead, frozen.
Wow.
I think they're close to the hundreds right now, and
And they keep it hush because I never heard about it.
oh wait, yeah, you would have to like see what's going on in New York, it just, and maybe we'll I just don't like sharing those type of stuff because
Yeah.
you might get the natural body, and out of respect of those people, I mean, they have family members too, people that live in the streets. So real quick, I'm just gonna say my beliefs. I don't think there should be anybody homeless if they're thinking they need to be homeless and not trying to better themselves. They have a mental issue, and if they don't have family that has money for that, I believe in having an insane asylums, something that liberals don't believe, and that's why we have so many in the street after Obama, because Obama took that off. Prior to Obama, we didn't have a lot of bums in the streets because they have insane asylums, which would, take them to jail, and if they seem like they would give them medical attention, if they seem not cognitive, they weren't senile. I mean, they were senile. They weren't sane. Then they would put them there if no family, because they would be like John Doe's. If a family member comes out, then they would fall on their responsibility. And but I digress, and I'll change back to what we're seeing here, which how this started in the House, right? This is in the House
Just
or in the
today,
Senate.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, the 50-50 on the motion to discharge appropriation, basically to pass a resolution. Um, Listen to it. It's just 15 seconds. I think they have. They need one more vote. That's it. Listen to it.
Wish to vote or change a vote? If not, on this vote, the yeas are 50 and the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the motion is agreed to.
Dang. So that just tells us that how many Republicans joined with Democrats, because
Yeah,
that is
it is.
that
It
is
is.
garbage. If it's
Let me see
Thomas
what else.
Matthew, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yep. Let me see what else. What else I can find for you guys? Da-da. This is today. So Ramadani called. Oh my God, this is crazy. Just listen to this guy. Let's wait to that roll. To that.
But
That happened today. What he's doing? Why is he doing so crazy press conference? Like,
in a subway, I have no
oh
idea.
my God, that dude, man, he tried to be so relatable. It is stupid. I feel like these while that is trying to load. I feel that Saram Dani will be another Brandon Johnson from Chicago, another epic failure. That's the way I see it. That's another epic failure by the Democratic Party, the socialist progressive agenda, which is they have nothing to do for the betterment of the people. And bro, I was thinking about this. Shit, hey, hear me out. Listen, listen, just hear me out real quick. Let me put myself in. Okay, hear me out. I believe we should not have any political party. Hear me out, and this is why I say that we should not have Democrat or Republican. We should have candidates. They can express their views and how they want to do things and how they want to tackle the economy, foreign affairs, and all that stuff. And people vote for whoever is more capable to do what they are talking about. By you eliminating parties, both parties, they have nothing to be swayed or outside pressure. They should be like there should be no APAC, there should be no PAC, there should be no lobbyists, there should not be any innovation from the outside. It should be illegal. Period. It should be people, candidates running to run this country. Like that's it. There should be no affiliation party, nothing. It's just candidates, and people choose whoever they want. They see fit to run the country, to run the states, and that's it. There should be no, there should be no freaking donations, no money involved. Just you raise your money, and you have a cap, and that's it. You know what I mean? You have a cap of 1 million. Oh man, I see that earlier.
Yeah, keep going. This falls exactly what you're saying. Keep saying. Look at this guy. Keep saying
Yeah,
what you're saying. It falls
yeah,
into
it
this.
should be. It should be. Yeah, those just people running to manage the country and no party affiliation, no external lobbying or internal, no corporation funding. It should be people funding themselves, getting money from the people, and they have a cap, and that's it. They have to use, let's say, $1 million. That's how you have to run your campaign, and you better make the best of it, and that's it. and that's it. And no party affiliation. And by the way, if they fail to do their duties, they should not take an act of Congress to kick him out. People should call to a special election. They get signatures or whatever case may be. Bring that person to a special vote. If the people don't like him, get him out.
Yep. Yep.
And it should be
Big-
and it should be one term only. That's it. You serve your term, you out of there. Because the
And
longer you stay, the more
the more
involved
corrupt.
you get. You get into politics, and you will try to make money some one way, shape, or another. And there should be one term. You serve your 2 years, when you serve your 4 years as a president, whatever, and you out. If you already
Yeah.
serve 2 terms, and as a like not consequential, but in different time, like if you run, they say today you're eligible to run again. If you're elected that time to run again and be elected 10 years from now, that's it.
No,
They give you, they
and
give
you
you
know
that.
what? You would avoid this. And for you guys, I agree, because if you change, like you said, let's say every 2 years, you're a congressman, 2 years max. That's all you can run. Two
That's it.
years. Guess what? He's going to get out of there. He's going to try to run the Senate. He's going to try to do anything else, but he's not going to be congressman. And you won't have the same people. So, like, if administration changes, like Trump, and it changes radically, these people, they don't have term limits, so they can stay there and start thinking new ways to find, like you said, corruption, make money. And then you got politicians like this guy. If you don't know what's going on here, he's voting. The little switch right there in his hand, he pushes the button switch. Yes, 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 yes. For all the people that are not there,
That's
he's
illegal.
that's illegal. You're not supposed. He's doing a voting for this guy, that guy, that guy,
I
and
think
you're not supposed to do that.
Ryan Mata put that up. Let me find the video of it because Ryan Mata talks about it. I got Ryan Mata. I interviewed Ryan Mata way back in the day. I think about a year ago. I interviewed Ryan Mata. We had a great conversation. I need to call him, give him a call, see if we can jump in again because this stuff that happened right now, it is crazy. And I saw that video today while I was waiting to pick up my daughter at at school, and I saw the reel of it, and I was like, nah, that cannot be truth though. And I was like, man, this is crazy. Let me show you the video of it. It is insane. Let me see. I'm sorry, guys. Share the screen.
So let me ask you a question. Let's just say you're a member of Congress. You live in the state of Florida, and you are caught rigging a local election during a legislative session, which you would assume is some type of harsh punishment. What would you say that punishment would be? Well, let me tell you. It's 15 years in prison. 15 years. In the state of Florida, manipulating even local elections, even a city council election, even if it's for bribery for whatever reason, you are caught. 15-year felony. You know who was just caught? Rep. Randy Fine. The video you're watching here on your screen is of Rep. Randy Fine manipulating an election, a vote, to ban or make it illegal to boycott Israel in the state of Florida.
Welcome to the shit show.
That's what we're talking about. That make it illegal to boycott Israel. Like, what are we doing? We cannot even criticize another country, but yet people are on the streets stepping on the American flag and nothing happened. But yet, bro, let me tell you this. I would make a statement. I might get arrested for it. I might get arrested, but I will say it, and you can call conspiracy, you can call it a prior planning or whatever you want to call it. If I burn the American flag, nothing happened. But if I burn the Israeli flag, I guarantee I will have police at my door asking me if I burn the flag or not.
Oh, you just reminded me something. Did you see, and you guys too? Did you guys see the Texas man approached? In fact, I'm typing this as I'm speaking. Approached by police
Oh
over
yes, send me that
Israel.
video.
Israel
Send me that video. That
post.
was crazy interaction though. That was in Texas.
That was in Texas. That was in
No
Texas.
way.
Yes, it was. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's
Go
about to
ahead.
get. It's the fact that this is going on, guys, in Texas. Imagine if you're not in Texas. That's all I gotta say because, um, obviously, we still have some type of control because look what happened. Here we go.
Try that again.
We're here because of the comments you made online about the Jewish community.
So what?
No, I'm saying, are you?
I have a freedom of speech, dude.
Yeah, no, we get that. We get that.
Let me rewind it back
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that was a
what?
little bit low. Here we go. Listen.
Try that again.
We're here because of the comments you made online about the Jewish community. Are you?
So what?
No, I'm saying, are you?
I have a freedom of speech, dude.
Yeah, no, we get that. We get that.
We gotta make sure that you're not. Do you have a warrant?
No.
No, that's why we're. Okay, you see that sign? Yeah. Stuff is no soliciting. What you're doing is basically soliciting. You understand that, right? Yeah. It means you're not welcomed here.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
Stay off the lawn, please.
Look what the state trooper is doing, writing his license plate. What do
Wow.
you think possibly is going to happen there? They're going to harass this man every time he's on the road.
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna put him on the watch list.
I mean, first off, I mean, it's disgusting that they're there for that reason. Regardless if that man said a disgusting thing. Let's just say the guy was anti-Semitic, and I don't think he is. I think he's like a podcaster as well, like us, but he just spread his thoughts. But the fact that these guys came up to him, I mean, I think it was a federal agent, a state trooper, and a regular police guy. So that is 3 agencies there. What were they gonna do? What if this guy did not actually have a huge following and he wasn't streaming it? What if he didn't have that? I mean, what would have happened?
Bro, I'm telling you, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if I do something similar, if I burn the flag, bro, they're gonna arrest me for hate speech. They arrest me for hate speech, or they book me in, and they probably release me later. But they gonna try to scare me. They'll be like, "Why do you arrest him? Oh, he burned the Jewish flag." Like, they'll be like, "That's his property. He can do whatever he wants."
Ah,
Oh, but that's hate. Oh, but he burned the American flag. What happened with that? No, that's nothing to do with it. Is we talking about the Jewish flag, and that's what they're going to do. And that, and I'm telling you, we are going through a slippery slope, and they are trying to pass laws that prevent us to say something about them. They're trying to pass laws, the anti-Semitic law that we posted. They've been trying like 2 years already to pass this law, the anti-Semitic law in Texas. I think it's like HR like 1057, something like that, 1027, something like that. It's anti-Semitic law. Let me see if I look it up real quick.
you,
And they've been trying hard to pass a law, but they cannot pass it because it's basically infringing on your First Amendment right. That's why they
yep.
cannot pass it.
And you've shared it, Julio, here in the podcast where there's a Israeli telling a news anchor that they want to get rid of the First Amendment. And
Yep. They
again,
want to get rid of it.
it's all conspiracy theories. It's all conspiracy theories until it gets proven that it's not. And that's something that disregards me. And I mean, not I'm sorry, that I get so angry that they disregard it is what I'm trying to say. And it just while you're looking for it, or you almost found it. Because while you're looking at it, I can share a prime example of what I'm talking about. It's Alex Jones, November 6th of 2016, and he was warning us about the Jeffrey Epstein. So while you're
Okay,
looking at that,
I got it right here. Let me
okay,
give
let
you,
me get it out. Let me hold
yeah,
on.
yeah. Let me give you a quick overview. All
Here we
right,
go.
the modern antis. Let me bring it up. Let me
Share
share
the
this.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, the only reason why we do this is like share the screen and all that stuff. Man, this chair is losing its hydraulics. But anyways, the reason why we're doing this is because we're trying to show you we're not just coming up with this out of thin air. This is actually stuff that uh we've learned
Yeah.
throughout
So, so
researching
thi-
and finding out.
so this is prior laws that they have done in the 1930s, whatever. But this is a modern law against anti-Semitism. All right. In the recent years, the government has passed laws to address the rising anti-Semitism, often by adopting definitions and enhancing protection. Excuse me, under the civil rights frameworks. These are not anti-Semitic, but rather anti-Semitic measures, anti-anti-Semitic measure, which is the same thing, in my opinion. It's not you allowing you to speak, whatever. So okay, the anti-Semitic Act in 2023 version, this HR 6090, passed by the House in May 2024, but facing criticism for potentially chilling free speech, like we just said, they might infringe on your First Amendment. That's why it didn't pass. Then they tried again, version 2025. We spoke about it last year, and this was the proposal, the 558, introduced in the Senate back in February 13, 2025. Basically, the same in 2023 is the same thing. All right. So, an executive action in January 2025, President Biden issued an executive order of an additional measure to combat anti-Semitism, directing federal agencies to use legal tools as civil rights laws, 18 United States Code 241, to address anti-Semitic harassment, especially in college campus post October 7, 2023, that require reports and pending cases to emphasize prosecution. Basically, what you just saw on that interaction with the police here in Dallas is a reflection of that executive order signed by Joe Biden. So now state laws in California in October, for example, in October 2025, Gavin Newsom signed AB 715 and SB 48, creating coordination to prevent anti-Semitism and other forms of discriminations in K to 12 school. AB 715 established anti-Semitism prevention coordinator for training and enforcement. It's basically creating a new job for people to train on anti-Semitism. Same as liberal arts, they just created new jobs. That's what
Mm,
they.
mm, mm, mm.
So in a nutshell, this is what is being enforced up today. This executive order. I have not read nothing about Donald Trump kind of
Pushing at that
pushing it,
agenda.
or get it terminated. I have not seen Donald Trump doing anything about it.
Oh yeah,
Or
like so he hasn't been pro, but he hasn't been negative. Like
yeah, he just left it.
he hasn't been pushing on it, and he hasn't also been removing it. So
Yeah, but in that case, in that interaction with the cops and the guy recording, seems like they're still doing it. They're still monitoring what we're saying, and in the same token, let me tell you this: if they monitor social media and they find his keywords and they find his IP address, because you have to go through a process. It's not like I found you on Facebook saying something and I look at your profile and I'm trying to find out where you live. They actually went through probably his profile, pull up his metadata, find his IP address, then finding his home from the IP address came from. In actuality, give it to local law enforcement. That's why he showed up with the sheriff, so they can be escorted to the house, because as a federal law enforcement, they have nothing to do with you until they have a warrant. So they had to go through different steps and
Yeah.
and into interagencies. They had to talk to each other to go there. So that process probably took days to make it happen.
And
Just
they
to
did it,
question that
and
guy.
they did it for free, Julio. They did it for free. They were able to do that for words, but they won't do that for children.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point. Thank you, Robert. That's the point. They monitor our shit, but when they start, I guarantee you they can track email. NSA can do it.
Do it for Israel, but not for the American children. Make it make sense.
Bro, it doesn't make sense at all, brother.
They're doing this for free, like you said. It's a pain in the butt. They have to go look for the IPS address. They got to talk to Meta. They got to talk to YouTube. Whatever they have to talk to get that information, the IPS address. Then they have to, like you said, coordinate with the local law enforcement because the federal agent, like you said, cannot go in the state, county, or whatever city jurisdiction because they have nothing to do with it. So the fact that he had to go talk to the sergeant, to that state trooper, the sergeant to that local police, look at all the resources they put on that. For what? For free. For nothing. For words. But they won't do that for the children.
That's what's bothered me a lot, brother. That's what's bothered me. They cannot do it for children. And I guarantee you, NSA can track all of that. Images, texts, calls. Like, why you don't do it for these pedophiles? Why are you not, instead of just chasing digital creators, why you don't go chase the pedophiles? You can do the same thing.
Yeah.
Allocate your resources properly instead of bothering people for comments. You
For
should
words.
just go for words. You should go and attack predators, drug traffickers, human traffickers, corruption. That pissed me off.
Yeah, I know. It pissed me off too, bro. I'm just like, I'm really feeling like Alex Jones now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just these people.
Oh man, it's crazy how they allocate resources for this, but not for that.
Yeah, that's it. They were able to allocate all that resources, spend all those times. Because again, every time you delegate, you're paying someone an hourly rate. So every moment that they dedicate their time while they're in their work shift, it's generating money, it's generating cost. And that goes to what? To the American taxpayer dollars, who, for what? For words? For words, really. I'm going to say something that they're going to come and look for me for words, but they won't do it for the children. MRB says there was whistleblowers for P. Diddy, but there aren't there any whistleblowers for Epstein? Yes. Yep. Yeah. Yes. Where are they at? You know, I mean, like, dude.
Bro, they have the whole list. They have 3 million documents they can go through and find a lot of people. They can find a lot of people. And I guarantee you, bro, like I said, all those employees, like, mind you, Epstein has homes Miami and Fort Lauderdale. He has home in Bahamas. He has home on James Island. He had a home in New York. A few ones.
New Mexico.
New Mexico, probably California.
Europe.
And who maintains those houses?
Romania.
There's got to be people working in those places to maintain it, to clean, to do whatever maintenance. And where is the interview of those employees? Because I guarantee you, they probably see something weird happening. Like if you are an employee, especially in St. James Island, which is I look at the map and there is
the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, it is. Everything is work out of generators. It's like a hotel. It's like a resort. You gotta have at least 20 employees, like groundkeeping, mechanics, electrician, plumbers, housekeeping,
HVAC. Where's those
HVAC, all the stuff,
technicians?
And where are they? Where are their statements? Because I guarantee you, they had to say something. They
The
gotta see those
housekeeping,
children.
the lady that's from the Virgin Islands that has to go there to go to work because she doesn't live there to clean up the area. I mean,
You gotta see blood. You gotta see something.
something, something. And like you
Bro.
said, dude, like you just said, I didn't even think of that, Julio. I didn't even think of that. They were on generators. So I own a generator. I work in a mechanical company, and I will say this: that as a mechanical moving part is going every day, it's gonna need a lot of maintenance, and
Yeah.
sometimes it requires more maintenance than your maintenance guy that's in the island. So that means they have to get somebody from Florida, right? Some type of mechanical
Or local.
company to,
Or
or yeah,
local.
well, they're an island, right? So what would be local? It
Yeah,
would,
they got the main island in St. Thomas, I believe. They got a main island. So they got it's like a little islands,
but
but
we're
it has to be
the
maintained.
but the type of generators we're talking about, Julio,
Oh,
are
bro, I see the pictures. There were
yeah.
like 3 generators. They
So
were huge.
they're big. I don't think the locals there have the resource or the
Nah.
tools to if let's say something in the armature goes off, and this is we're talking about a big boy, like where they, you got to get a crane to get it out. You got to, so like these, again, these people, I've worked in construction before. I've been in working in houses, and you see things and you're like, oh, that's just weird. Okay. And even though, they know you're there, but you just, you see something. Where are those whistleblowers at? Very good point from MRB. Very good point. Where are the whistleblowers? And I will tell you this. You know what it is, Julio? We have a lot of men that are, come on, play.
Beta.
That's what it is. We got a lot of men that are
Beta.
That's what's going on. We got a lot of men that are beta. They're not doing anything. They're just betas. They're not
They just
strong. You know what I mean? It's just like, dude, we need people with backbones. You need to come out. This is for children, for crying out loud. For children. You guys would riot BLM for a criminal.
Or the BLM, it lasts almost a freaking year all over the place. New York, Dallas, Texas. You have Michigan. You have Florida. All over the nation. But where's the outcry now? Crazy. All
Bunch
right,
of beta
brother.
mens.
I know a bunch of betas. All right, brother. It is Friday. It's time to head out. Man, guys, have a great weekend. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the channel. It's free. Catch us again Monday afternoon, Monday evening around 7:30 again. If we jump in early, we're gonna let you know. Today was like a spur of the moment. We had to do it. Robert got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. I gotta drive to San Antonio.
Valentine's tomorrow, guys. Come on.
Yeah. So I gotta get my baby all ready. So all right, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share this channel once again. God bless America. God bless our troops. And above all, God
God
bless
bless
you.
you.
Happy St. Valentine's. Spend time with your loved one. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. God bless you.